Chapter 9. Jamie woke up to her phone ringing at her, and she groaned, "What is it?" She picked up the phone, and it was her time to wake up alarm. She was annoyed that her sleep was interrupted by the alarm. Zane woke up in the way he had for the past 8 days, by Jamie's mom saying from downstairs, "Jamie, breakfast is ready. Come down." Zane stood up and walked downstairs to have breakfast. Jamie had started making her food when Jamie got a call from her friend Lucy, and Jamie answered it by saying, "Hey Lucy, what's going on with you today?" Lucy said back in an excited voice, "I'm excited because the fair is coming to town. Would you like to go with us? With Jess and me?" Jamie responded with, "Oh yes, let's go to the fair." Jamie got on an outfit of a short sleeve shirt and some shorts so she could have easy movement at the fair that day. Zane was eating breakfast when Jay's mom asked him, "Why did you go to bed so easily last night? We normally must fight over you going to sleep." Zane looked up from his plate of bacon and eggs, said, "It is part of me trying to change my ways, Mom. Thanks for this amazing food." Jamie's mom smiled at the words, and she said with tears of joy, "Thank you. That's very kind of you to say." Zane looked back to his food and said, "You're welcome, Mom. I love you very much." Jamie was reading while waiting for the fair to open. She said in boredom, Why does the fair be so far away from right now?" Zane and Jamie's mom were relaxing when Jamie's mom remembered about the annual fair that day. And she said, "Jamie, I'd like to ask you something." Zane responded by saying, "What is it that you have to ask me, Mom?" Jamie's mom said back, "Would you want to go to the town fair with me today? If not, we could just stay home." Zane noticed the tone of voice going from overexcited to sad over the sentence. He said to his Jamie's mom, "I'd love to go to the fair with you, Mom." Jamie's mom looked up and said, "Okay, it opens at 11, so be ready by then, okay?" Zane said back in a calm, cool tone, "I will be ready, Mom. Thanks." Jamie was now getting everything together. A few snacks that she made, and she made sure her hair was good for going out. Eventually, it hit 11 in the morning. Then Jess and Lucy arrived at the house to pick up Jamie. Jess said, her hair now in a bun, "Hey Zane, are you ready to go to the fair, or do you need more time to prepare for it? Because we will give you the time." Jess giggled a little after she finished talking. Lucy said when she nudged Jess in the arm, "Don't be rude, Jess." Jamie said after the whole confrontation, "I'm ready to go, so can we?" Jess said slightly sarcastically, "Of course we can. I was just messing with you." As they went on their way, a few girls walked over and one said, "Hey girls, look who's hanging out with Zane. It's Lucy." "Lucy, aren't you embarrassed to be hanging out with the quiet nerd boy?" The others laughed and said at them and said, and Jamie's rage slowly building, and she had a feeling about how to attack their feelings, but she needed to wait till the right time to strike. The first girl, one named Lindsay, started talking again, saying, "Lucy, why hang out with Zane and not us?" Lindsay asked in a sarcastic tone. Another girl said, "That's a kitty, Lindsay." The other girl started to laugh again. Jamie was getting more frustrated by the second until she said, "Lindsay, we're Did you sleep last night, the dryer? Jess and Lucy looked at Jamie like she just ruined everything. Lindsay said in a frustrated tone, "You brat, if I could slap you so hard across the face." Jess asked Lucy in a barely over her whisper, "Should we leave, Lucy?" Lucy nodded and led the way towards the fair. Zane and Jamie's mom are currently going towards the fair on foot. The clouds was very wispy that day, and the people gathering towards the fair reminded Zane of a school of fish towards the ocean. Jamie had made it with her friends to the entrance of the fair. Lindsay with her friends mumbling to each other about Jamie's burst of rage, and Lindsay was the most frustrated at Jamie and said, "I hate that Zane boy. He's always in our way at school, and that outburst was something new entirely. I wonder why he acted that way." Just looked at Jamie, who was worried that she had just ruined their day of fun. Lucy bought the entry tickets and into the fair. Jess said to Jamie whilst trying to hold down her laughter, "You insulted Lindsay. Lucy told me about her and that she had a weak ego, but I didn't expect it to be that weak." Lucy said quietly, "Neither did I. I thought she had a bit more than being a popular girl and winning Student of the Month." Jamie snickered a bit with Jess. Zane was in the fair now. Jamie's mom was leading him to go on a ride. Jamie's mom said in a happy voice, "How do you like the fair? This year I'm really enjoying it." Zane looked around and said, "Yeah, it's good. I like it so far. Are we going to go on any rides today, Mom?" Jamie's mom answered in a true tone, "Of course, yeah. That's why I brought you here today, to have fun on the rides." Zane laughed a little, and Jay's mom looked at him with a cheery tone, a cheery smile on her face. It made Zane feel very comfortable. Jamie was with her friends going on the drop ride. On the way down, Jamie said, "This is amazing!" Just was seemingly having the time of her life when Lucy was looking at the ground, slightly afraid. After they got off, they ran into Lindsay and one of her friends. Lindsay said in a smoked tone, "Lucy, you're still with Zane? I thought you had standards for boys, but I guess I was wrong about that." Her friends started talking. "Yeah, I wouldn't think you'd even speak to scum like that. You deserve better than Zane," Lindsay said in a more smoked tone. "You can always join us, and we would be overjoyed to introduce you to the popular boys. They're much better than Zane." Jared was about to slap Lindsay across the face, but stopped herself. Lindsay's friend started to speak again. "Yes, Zane probably won't go over for 5'9". He won't even be worth your time in a year." James started to talk in a few years later. "Lindsay, you have no right talking like that when you look 10 times worse than me." Lindsay was in shock again for being called ugly by the least popular boy in town. Chess was just there in shock as well, until she finally said in a surprise sound, "That was uncalled for, Zane." Lindsay's friend was also surprised by the sudden verbal attack. Lucy was trying to speak, but couldn't from surprise. Jamie looked at Lucy and asked, "Was that too far, or was it deserved?" Lucy finally said in a shaky voice, She deserved it for talking to you like that." Jess started to walk with Jamie and Lucy, and said her voice siblings. "That was worse than those boys on the bus last week." Lucy shrugged a little and sighed. Calmly, She had it coming since she started being like that today. I need to teach her some manners. Just laughed a little at Jamie's words. Zane was on a ride. He was having fun and said happily, "Mom, this is amazing for bringing me here to the day." They were on the flying saucer ride that they had every year, and Zane, having the time of his life, said enough. Very joyful. "I'm having such a good time today. I'm having a great time on this ride." Jamie was with Jess and Lucy having ice cream. Jamie had a mint chocolate chip ice cream. Jess had a chocolate and Lucy had strawberry. Lindsay walked up, her blonde hair having a green streak in it, her face now filled with rage. Jamie looked up, still a bit smoke about how she trash talked Lindsay. Lindsay started to talk. "Zane, why are you so much of a trash talk now? Because he used to be such a strong emotionally as a piece of paper against scissors." Lindsay laughed at her own joke. Jamie looked ready to go all out again, but Lindsay didn't back off. Lindsay looked at Jamie and said, "In the baby voice, big baby boy gonna cry?" Jamie hit Lindsay across the face with a huge amount of force. "Let's hope that fixed your messed up jaw." Just covered her mouth in shock. Lucy was cheering on Jamie for getting the win in one hit. Jamie felt the surge of power she missing for so long. Just in a panic tone. "Will she be okay, Zane? Tell me, will Lindsay be okay?" Jamie said in a disinterested tone. "I think she'll get up soon. She'll be fine." Jess was worried about something happening to Jamie. Lucy said quickly, "Hey, let's leave, okay?" Jamie nodded, following Lucy into the maze. Jess followed them, leaving Lindsay behind on the ground. Jamie looked at Lucy and said, "Why did you take us here?" Lucy looked around as if checking for anyone else in the area until she said in a shaky voice, "Ooh, we needed to get out of there, away from the crowd." Jess looked upset, now having been left behind. Lucy looked around and led the way into the exit of the maze. Jess looked back and saw Lindsay was up and walking around over to the drop ride. Zane was enjoying his day more than Jamie by tenfold. Jamie's mom looked over at Zane as they left and asked, "How was your day?" Zane responded happily, "I loved the fair today, Mom. Did you enjoy it too?" Jamie's mom responded with, "Of course I did. I love it. I love that you did too." They walked home. Jamie was walking to the exit with Jess and Lucy when Lindsay ran up to Jamie in a towering rage and yelled, "Why did you slap me? I barely did anything." Jamie looked at Lindsay and said, "Well, you're still trying to shit around me? I've already slapped you and talked back. What will make you shut up?" Lindsay was even more angry when Jamie spoke, and she said in an even more angry tone, "You have nerve, Zane. Where was that last school year?" Jamie said in a even more snarky tone, "A lot can change in a month. I bet you never thought it could change before now. Am I right?" Lindsay took a swing at Jamie, and Jamie caught easily in her hand. And Jamie said, while trying to hold down her laugh, "You thought you could punch me? How foolish." Lindsay was in a complete shock. Jamie cut her punch so easily. And then she commented on how foolish she thought Lindsay was. Jess and Lucy were just watching in surprised excitement as a scene taking place. Watching at the scene taking place. Lindsay started to talk again. Oh my. This isn't good for me, is it? She said back, even more confident. Because you thinking before you act, Lindsay. Aren't thinking before you act. Lindsay was so shook by Jamie's son grabbing of her arm, but said, "You want me to think before I act? What do you think I am, a cave person?" Started to speak again, releasing Lindsay's hand. "Maybe I am, so what's it to you? Weak ego. To you, weak ego." Lindsay was about to throw another punch in front of the fair, but stopped herself. She goes around. It goes around them. Jamie looked at Lindsay as if to try to throw a punch again. Lindsay had to restrain herself even more than before. Just started to speak in a worried tone. "Zane, can we all be calm, please? Right now, instead of instigating a fight." Jamie and Lindsay said, "No, we won't be calm." Lucy had gone and grabbed some popcorn and had returned. Asked Lucy, "Whoa, who's winning now?" Jess and Gruntled. "It's a tie right now. So, can I have some popcorn?" Lucy handed her a bag, and Jamie was talking to Lindsay and said, "So why haven't you put on any makeup until today? You look like a 4-year-old who found their mom's makeup." Lindsay, even more upset now, was she about to snap back when Jamie looked at Lindsay. As Lindsay finally snapped back in an irration. "You barely know anything about beauty standards. I bet you have never touched lipstick once in your life." Jamie was ready to snap back, and she was a second away from doing so when Lucy said, "The fair is about to close. Let's go already." Jamie was on her way out when she said, "Lindsay only got lucky today. Next time I see her, I'm continuing where I left off with her." I just looked at Jamie and said, You're the one who got lucky. I bet Lindsay would have his insecurities against you. I hope we never see her again so that we can have a peaceful end of summer break. What do you think, Lucy?" Lucy nodded, her hair slightly swaying. She said in an excited tone, "I just want to win an argument against that girl so you can have the trophy of winning in arguments against a bully and be able to rub it in her face. Is that so wrong?" Lucy and Jess looked at each other, and he said yes, and it's kind of wrong to do that, especially because she's the popular girl in our school. You would have an army of fans chasing you through town. Zane was now at home with Jay's mom, and they were watching a movie DVD. Zane asked Jay's mom, "Mom, why are you so quiet right now? Is everything alright?" Jay's mom looked over at Zane and said, "It's okay, I'm just thinking about stuff you don't need to worry about." Jay's mom was thinking about her book and if she would be able to read it that night. As they watched the movie, Zane stayed quiet as Jay's mom continued to watch the movie and thinking about her book. Jamie was now home. All went to her room. Called. Kelly answered the call. "Yes, Zane, what is it today? Do you want to hang out? Because I would be able to," Jamie said in a calm voice. "Would you like to investigate the abandoned house on Main Street tomorrow?" Kelly responded with an excited tone. "Do you want to go to the old abandoned house on Main Street tomorrow?" "I could do that," Jamie said in a happy tone. "Okay, I'll meet you there tomorrow at the old abandoned house." Jamie got ready for bed that night, planning to get into the old house on Main Street with Kelly. Zane and James' mom were finished watching the movie, and Zane asked James' mom, "What's that book you have over there that you were looking at?" James' mom finally said, "It's a book that I like, and it's called The Journey of the to the Talisman." "I know it's a kid's book," Zane said in a calm, comforting tone. "Mom, it's okay if you like that book. You don't need to hide from me." Jamie's mom nodded agreement with Zane. Jamie had prepared again to the old abandoned house on Main Street. Jamie had put a new batteries into her flashlight and got some clothes ready for the next day. Kelly was getting her stuff together as well. Zane was looking through James' old diary entries and stopped at the 30th of July. Zane started writing on the August 9th, which was the current date. He tried to make it look like James' writing from all the previous entries. It was convincing. Jamie was rummaging for anything that would help on the mission into the abandoned house. She found an old recording camera, so she decided to bring it along with Kelly and herself. She said to herself, "I might be able to post it online later." She was thinking about the idea. She was thinking of the idea of being an internet celebrity and enjoyed the thought of herself being a celebrity. Jay went to bed that night listening to music on her headphones. Zane eventually finished writing in the diary and went to try and sleep, but he couldn't, so he went over to the laptop and decided to type a story to help him relax. Then he went to bed and fell asleep.